Hello and welcome to this episode that deals with politics at the district level. Our subject expert is Professor M.A. Javed, who has numerous years of teaching experience, and I am Monica Verma. Today the topic of our discussion is politics at the district level. We will try to understand how district administration works and what was the system of district administration during the colonial rule and what changes were made after independence. We will also discuss the role of the collector in a district and what influence is exerted on district administration by the political parties. The important question is, how do we view district as a system of governance? In order to answer this, it is necessary to treat local government as a political process. However, until very recently, no political role was conceived for local blocks in India's post-colonial period. The district as a system of administration is mainly defined by the older fashion of control and management. But the district as a system of governance lies in the fact that the focus is on the political objective to widen participation and local political control. Until very recently, the political elites, both of national and regional levels, perceived the needs of the district mainly in terms of control and management. The three tiers of local government at the village level and district level have emerged in India in the context of a particular administrative structure of the country and village level administration as well as village caste based decision making bodies. It has a long history in India. Historical background. The administration and politics at the district level has not been static. Its functions and composition have changed according to the political philosophy of the ruling class. Let us discuss the politics of district administration before and after independence. According to Professor U.B. Singh, the district has continued to be the basic unit of administration since time immemorial in India. The Code of Manu mentions that about 1000 villages were placed in the charge of an officer. During modern era, the unwieldy empire was split into small and more manageable administrative units controlled by an imperial agent called Rajuka. He exercised both revenue and judicial functions. Under Muslim rulers, provinces were divided into sarkars, which was based on the principle of delegation of authority to the man on the spot. The district in the present form came to be established and formed an administrative unit during the administration of Lord Cornwallis. In the early years of the East India Company's rule, the district government was narrowly conceived and came to be identified with the district administration. In 1781, a firm basis for the district administration was provided when the district became an important level of administration and the collector became the head of district. Initially, he was the official responsible for the protection of law and order. Later, in order to secure penetration in the district, the collector was assigned the power to levy and collect land revenue and other taxes. To aid him, there were district officers helping him in maintaining law and order. There was a superintendent of police and a magistrate. In course of time, there occurred an extension of the sphere of government. Several other officers in the district such as district education officer, civil surgeon, the district agricultural officer and others were added to the district staff. Subsequently, the district administration structure was rationalized by delivering the collector from district executive functions and making him responsible for general control and supervision. The collector retained considerable influence in the district administration. The various officers under the district officer had to be inspected by him at regular intervals. Confidential reports of all district level officers were initiated by the collector. There was a significant change in the district administration with the advent of Montford Reforms, popularly called diarchy, and the introduction of popular institutions beginning with local self-government. Several important subjects such as education and health was transferred to the district boards. The alternative leadership that replaced the traditional order of landed aristocracy and its religious component was drawn from educated middle class, and it was not rooted to the soil. Moreover, the new leaders were confined to sectional politics interests. From a historical perspective, the district administration in India was designed to resist political activities and political pressures rather than to generate a climate to enable local social forces to resolve political conflicts. Politics was indeed a minor affair in the district until 1920, and important Indian political leaders, being of high stature and having imbibed the values of Western liberalism, established a rapport or equation directly with the British rulers, either of provincial or central levels. As a result of the pattern of relationship that evolved, the influence that was allowed over the district administration was from aristocracy friendly to British power in India. However, with the rapid development of politics and political parties between 1920 and 1940, the district administration was increasingly brought into the field of politics, not to associate the people with its activities nor provide positions to political leaders, but as machinery to control political activities and the law and order problems arising therefrom. Prior to independence, the district administration was constantly confronting political forces in the country rather than being influenced by them. After independence, it will be interesting to note the views of Mahatma Gandhiji about local self-government. Gandhiji's views of panchayats had a clear political objective. For him, the rural institutions were intended to be used as an instrument for ushering in an alternative non-Western political system for development and nation building. In this connection, Gandhiji's well-known distinction between Lokniti and Rajniti is important, since his alternative political system was essentially based on Lokniti, the grassroots democracy. However, in contradiction to Gandhiji's view of local democracy, the constitution makers opted for a centralized Western political system. The district has been a critical administrative unit during as well as after colonial rule. For the regulatory administrator, the district is split into subdivisions or sub-district, taluk and smaller units. In keeping with the administrative structure, during the colonial period, local bodies were set up in the form of village panchayats along with district or taluk level boards. Ever since independence, the district administration has presented twin features of continuity and change. We may first consider the element of continuity. In the maintenance of law and order, which is a crucial function of district administration, we find in the district a structure of organization as well as a methodology which was familiar in the pre-independence era. The great codes of law such as Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure, the Evidence Act, as well as the principal statutes which govern police administration in the district were all derived and passed into law in the 19th century, and some of them were done just over 100 years ago. The principle of the separation of the judiciary from the executive is laid down in the Constitution, and the progress is translating this principle into practice in many of the states of Indian Union is a measure of one kind of change which has taken place. But the character which stands out in respect of law and order is the feature of continuity. The district magistrate continues to be responsible for the maintenance of law and order. This responsibility continues to be discharged with the aid of the police force. The substantive as well as the procedural law continues to be much the same as it was. There is indeed a greater awareness on the part of citizen about his place in the order of things, of his rights as well as his responsibilities. While formerly the appeals for the maintenance of law and order on the whole stood on one side, with the body of citizens on the other, now the apparatus has to function amongst the people and as a part of community, and indeed can only function effectively with the support and even participation of the people. This indeed is a part of change. In democracy, although politics, administration and social structure are apparently divisible, they often tend to interact so immensely as to make the distinction between them merely theoretical. A representative democracy seeks to bring the people and administration closer to each other through the working of the main instrumentalities of institutional importance, namely political parties and the pressure groups. The grassroots politics of democracy takes a definite form to be an integral part of the national politics of district level. In democratic countries like India, district or a smaller unit is an important region both from political and administrative angles. After independence, the role of district administration was so changed that on the one side it had to be loyal to a new political executive, the members of which often in the past defied its authority, and on the other hand to deal with political parties outside the government and their agitation. Generally, political parties in India have taken the district as an important unit of their organization, and therefore it is a part of their operational strategy to establish a close proximity with the district administration. As champions of the causes of common masses, parties have a responsibility to represent their grievances, redress of which can be obtained from the district office. Role of the collector. As we have noted, even after independence, the role of the collector has remained significant. However, the important change in the political context seems to have affected his role. The framework in which the collector had functioned in the colonial period has changed under the impact of political change. It is the culmination of electoral politics with development process which has created an almost new political environment. While the collector's responsibility in the development has greatly increased, he does not have the same position of influence and same executive and supervisory powers over the district heads of development departments as in the past. Even his crucial coordinating role does not seem effective because of various reasons of managerial and political nature. The recurring conflicts between various mobilized groups and increasing repression of submerged castes by dominant castes have brought in turbulent law and order situation in the countryside. This has enhanced the collector's responsibility in the traditional areas of law and order. However, the increasing importance of the district police chief in recent years seems to have challenged the conventional primacy of the collector in the regulatory administration. With the advent of democracy, the people of the country became the master of India's destiny. The largeness and diversity facilitated the adoption of representative democracy. In this changed scenario, the elected representatives represent the political power of the state, and the district officer cannot continue to have undisputed power in the district administration. This is a qualitative change in the administrative setup at the district level in post-independent India. With the separation of powers as between the executive and judiciary, culminating in the enactment of Criminal Procedure Code Amendment Act 1973, the control of district magistrate over the police has weakened. The powers of the magistrate under Police Act remain intact, but their exercise has been greatly affected. The establishment of Community Development Organization in 1952 to undertake integrated rural development represented a watershed in taking administration nearer to the people, and the process of a coordinated all-round development of the rural areas with emphasis on the community. When the National Development Council decided to tackle the socio-economic problems of the poorest of the poor in rural areas, the state governments created district rural development agencies, a government body with district officer as chairman. On the lines of the District Rural Development Agency responsible for implementing programs for rural development, a new organization in the name of District Urban Development Agency has been created in every district for undertaking poverty alleviation programs in urban areas. This has added a new dimension to complex district administration. The multiplicity of agencies has added many feathers to the district head, but this has made messy district administration messier. Panchayati Raj institutions at the Zilla Panchayat at the district level, the Kshetra Panchayat at the block level, and the Village Panchayat at the village level as the consequence of 73rd Amendment to the Constitution have created with the firm objective of decentralization and democratization of the administrative structure at the local level. The democracy has been decentralized, and the people from all walks society, especially women, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and backward classes have been granted definite representation. The facets of rural district administration have totally changed with the concept of how people have to be represented. Just as the 73rd Amendment inserted Part 9, which laid down the constitutional framework for the local government in the rural India, the 74th Amendment, by including Part 9A, has provided the basic framework for legislation to create local self-government institutions for urban India. Municipal committees and municipal corporations were in existence even before the amendment. The Part 9A envisages two types of bodies: A. Institutions to serve local people, B. Institutions for planning development. Article 243Q envisages three types of municipalities. The panchayats merge into each other, so they constitute three tiers of one system in each district. The municipalities are of three types. 1. Nagar Panchayat for an area in transition from a rural area to an urban area, generally with a population between 10,000 to 20,000. 2. Municipal Council for an urban smaller area, generally with a population between 20,000 and 3 lakhs. 3. Municipal Corporation for a larger urban area, generally with a population exceeding 3 lakhs. The objective of 74th Amendment was of taking the administration nearer to the people, ensuring participation of people in administration and making local administration accountable to the people. The presence of people's representatives in large numbers has affected the working patterns of the district administration. These bodies have a certain working relationship with district officer. A large number of administrative departments have come up at the district level. Independent India has been committed to diversified activities covering welfare, development, regulatory maintenance, and so on. Thus, a large number of departments have come up at the district level. Some of these departments have an inbuilt relationship with the collectors. Further, there are large number of voluntary organizations providing certain services, facilities and infrastructural support to a particular area. They act as a new facet of administration. The 74th Amendment provides for constituting a district planning committee for preparing a development program for the whole district. It consists of officials and people's representatives from rural and urban local bodies. Grassroots administration also prepares a plan for economic development and social justice. In this changed context, district officials are no more a repository of local planning. In the new democratic process, the district administration has not only to be responsive to various demands of the people, but also has to be accommodative enough to social groups, political parties and other organized bodies for the purpose of entertaining their appeals and representations either on their behalf or on behalf of their clientele or supporters or help seekers. According to Professor S.N. Sadasivan, the political influence on the district head are determined by the following factors. 1. The attitude of the party in power, especially its political executive towards administration and administrator. 2. The number of ministers, members of parliament and members of legislative assembly from the district and their status and local prominence. 3. The number of political parties and their standing and strength in the district. 4. The type of issues with which the political parties are concerned and their relation or relevance to the causes or demands of the people in the district. 5. The capacity of the parties for mass mobilization and emotional strength of the people to respond to the call of the parties. In other words, the agitational potential of the parties in the district to bring about social reconciliation. 6. The power and function of the collector and his ability to bring about social reconciliation, his social disposition. 7. The reputation and personality of the collector and his social disposition. 8. The position obtained by party leaders in their informed relation with the collector. Due to the free functioning of political parties, the increasing awareness of the people of their rights and training undergone by civil servants, the district administration not only realizes that political intervention and influences are facts of political life in a responsible government, but admit they are facts of official life in a responsible government. They are at times necessary and perhaps inevitable. Apart from furthering their own vocational interests, politicians as representatives of the people have responsibility to solve their problems and redress their grievances. Collectors of various states feel that some of the reasons why politicians intervene with the district administration are just and some are unjust. However, they agree that their contact with politicians along with other district officials helps them understand the problems of the people in different dimensions and depths. It also gives them the opportunity to assess the abilities of the individual leaders and perceive the nature and implication of problems for which solutions are sought. In conclusion, we can say that the essence and scope of the district administration has now changed from regulatory and maintenance of law and order to development, administrative, and further to good administration, which is based on the principles of participation, accountability, transparency, openness, and simplicity. Recap. Today we looked at the following. 1. Politics at the district level and its historical background. 2. How the district administration works. 3. The role of the district collector. 4th. The pressures on the district administration. 5th. Governance at the district level. 6th. Changes after independence. 7th. Panchayati Raj institutions. Conclusion. It may now be clear to you how politics works at the district level and how political pressure is applied on the district collector. You will also have seen how the essence and scope of the district administration has changed from time to time and how democratic decentralization in the form of Panchayati Raj has curtailed the powers and functions of the district collector. This is all we have for you today. Thank you and take care.